Shalom. Michael here, Gilbert, Arizona, Street Corner Ministry Tour. You know, there's one thing that I want to clarify and quicken real quick about 1 Corinthians 15:29, where it says, Paul states, why you're baptizing the dead if the dead are not raised. So, the Hebrew understanding of this is that if you use Lazarus and the rich man and Lazarus die. Angels pick up Lazarus, take him to Abraham's bosom. The rich man goes to the grave, or Sheol. They can see each other. So my understanding of this, they can communicate, they can see each other, one can't go from another. Okay, here's the deal about baptizing the dead. Yeshua, Matthew 27:52, goes to the grave, opens the grave. Many of the saints, men of righteousness, come out of the grave, go in the holy city and seen by many. So within all this, what I'm trying to bring forth here is that in Israel, or the Israeli mindset, you are put in a sepulcher, basically. The flesh rots off the body around a year. Friends or family come back, gather the bones, put them in a sarcophagus. So I believe that 1 Corinthians 15:29, baptizing the dead, they were actually taking the sarcophagus, the bones of the dead, and baptizing them. Now, you might say, well, what is this? How does this do? You're not dead. You do not die. You're either in the grave alive spiritually or in the heavenlies alive spiritually. If you read later on in 1 Corinthians 15, if you go there, it tells there's a body, spiritual body, heavenly body. And I love Paul's interpretation about 1 Corinthians 15, is that it said Adam was born a living soul and Yeshua a living spirit. So that's something to chew on. Here's the grafting in of it all. I believe with all my heart, mind, soul, and spirit. When Yeshua opened the grave, not everybody come out of the grave, according to the text. Only the righteous, the saints, the believers. So, if you have somebody in your family, even though they state, what do you do to be saved? You and your, confess Yeshua as your Messiah, you and your family shall be saved. But later on it teaches about baptism. So back to Lazarus and the rich man, quickly on this, is that now that Yeshua has raised and opened the graves, if you go to the grave and you didn't confess Yeshua, but you know now the place where you're at. So you have to confess Yeshua with your mouth and believe in your heart that he is who he is, and then get baptized. According to the scripture, Yeshua said you must do this to fulfill all righteousness, be baptized, him himself being baptized. So within all this, can your family and friends grab your bones if you wasn't saved and get you into the kingdom of heaven spiritually? I believe because of 1 Corinthians 15:29, this can be done before judgment comes. When judgment comes, you're going to get a new heavenly body and a new spiritual body, or vice versa. You're going to get a flesh that is uncorruptible, and you're going to get a spirit that is a blessing, righteousness. And so within all that, again, Lazarus is up in Abraham's bosom. The rich man is in the grave. The rich man can see Lazarus. So therefore, if the rich man could say, okay, Yeshua is my Messiah, I believe he is the Son of Elohim, I believe that he was crucified for the sin of the world, I believe with all my heart that he is the Son of Elohim, and that he was nailed to the cross, to treat a stake, thrown in the grave 3 days and 3 nights, and now rose to everlasting life and is at the right hand of the Father. He is my atonement. The family can gather the man's bones, baptize him in the name of Yeshua, and the spirit comes out of the grave, goes to the heavenly realm. Therefore, when judgment comes at the new heaven and new earth at the end of the world, Matthew 13:39, the harvest is at the end of the world. Both body and soul, or flesh and spirit, can come together. But meantime, the spirit is not in the grave. It is in the heavenly realm with Yeshua in the kingdom where believers go, as Lazarus was at Abraham's bosom. So the clarity of this, I really do believe that people that are in the grave, they're tired of it. If they was to see the heavenly realm, and they know there's somebody in heaven telling you, hey, they're baptizing your bones today, you want to get out of here? Absolutely. I believe with all my heart, mind, soul, and spirit, this could possibly be done. Again, taking the bones of the deceased, dipping them in the water in Yeshua's name, and letting that spirit rise out of the grave into the heavenly realm. Be blessed. Shalom, shalom.